How are you guys doing? Let's go ahead and throw a few more messages on the table for you guys for January, okay? These are just going to be the last couple situations and scenarios that didn't get read in the other January readings. Now, for those of you who are in need of a personal reading, all the information is in the description of this video, okay? All right, I'm going to start this off with the current relationship, current long-term relationship, okay? If you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship and the two of you are not experiencing problems, this is not for you. I'll get to your situation here in a second. All right, let's see what's going on with Libra and the current long-term partner in January. Uh-oh, King of Pentacles reversed. Some of y'all could be dealing with somebody that's lazy, very unorganized, and just kind of scatterbrained. Somebody who's very irresponsible with money, possibly. Or some of you could be dealing with somebody that you consider to be just a straight-up loser. I don't know. Or maybe I'm going to go way out on a limb here, and I feel like there's one or two of you dealing with somebody who ain't bringing their portion of the dough to the table. Anyway, though, could be an earth sign for some of you, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Let's see what's happening, man. Five of Pentacles reversed. God damn it, this always comes through. So some of you have already been on and off with this person. I know I say that every time, but it fucking comes through every time. But even if you weren't on and off with this person, it feels like an ending is being prevented here. Feels like it's being prevented. With the karmic wheel in the reverse and the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, this is a loop-de-loop repeat of a karmic cycle. It's the same fucking message that comes through every time, dude. I'm thinking, though, that you're seriously about to walk away this time, though, with the Eight of Cups down here. Some of you dealing with a Pisces, possibly. I think y'all are about to just straight up walk away. Devil card. Some of you dealing with somebody with an addiction issue. Could be a Capricorn for some of you. For some of you, this might be a difficult thing to do, especially if you've been on and off and you're having a hard time walking away from this, but it's getting to the point where you're just ready to throw in the white towel. Some of you just don't even have the strength to repeat this cycle again, you know? Okay. Again, I'm getting a lot of energy indicating financial issues here, a whole lot. A whole lot. Could be causing problems, you know. Okay, well. All right, well, I can't say nothing else about that spread. Let's see how the current long-term partner feels about you. What's their energy and intentions look like? What kind of person are they in general? Current long-term partner that Libra is dealing with. What's their feelings, energies, and intentions? What kind of person are they? Ooh, Judgment. Uh-oh. Ooh, Nine of Swords, Judgment. They know you're about to walk away, and that scares the shit out of them. They want to work things out, but again, Devil card. They could have an addiction issue for some of you. Whatever it is, whatever demon this person has attached to them, they want to work it out. They just don't know how exactly. Not really. They don't really trust you either. Now, I don't know why they don't trust you. Maybe there might be one or two of you that gave them a reason not to trust you. I'm sure that the majority of you did not, though. For those of you who know in your heart that you have never done anything to betray this person's trust, even behind their back, then I think they're projecting their shit onto you. I think so. So they don't really want this to come to an end, but they don't know what to do to fix it. They wouldn't even know how. Here's my thing, though. This kind of energy, if they did know how, would they be willing to do the work? Would they be dedicated enough to do the work? I don't know, with that devil card there. And the Knight of Cups. All right. Well, okay. Some of you dealing with a Scorpio. I also have Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Sagittarius here. All right. Well, it's hard to say if their intentions are good or bad. That devil card, I wouldn't say they're the greatest. All right, well, let's get the advice here. Like I said, I see the outcome there in the first spread. It looks like you walking away from this. I don't think this connection is going to make it to spring for a lot of you. What's the advice? What is the advice? Ooh, look. Okay. I haven't given this little speech in a while. Hang on, let me get the rest of the spread out. When you are on a path or a journey of healing, evolution, manifestation, you are going to have to let somebody go from your life. You're going to. Period. Ain't no question about it. You're moving to a new vibration. The likelihood that everybody in your life is going to shift vibrations with you is very unlikely. It can happen, potentially, but I've never seen it happen. And honestly, usually the first person that you have to let go of when you start shifting vibrations and making quantum leaps in evolution is the closest person to you. Especially if they're not changing vibrations, with the devil card for the third time in a row. So right now, okay, so remember the primary law is the law of vibration. You're vibrating right here. The person you're dealing with is vibrating right here. That's the only way the two of you can coexist. You're doing this. You're going up this way. Now, you have one or two choices. You can either do what you know needs to be done and release this if you want to shift to the frequency in which you will attract blessings and abundance, or you can remain attached to this person in which they will pretty much be like a hot air balloon tied to a sandbag. You'll just, you won't be able to make it out of the vibration that you're on. And that's what it is. That's not Rich Lopp's little opinion. That's an immutable universal law. It is. That's the way it works. So you can wait around in hopes that this person's going to change vibrations with you. I would give it about a 95% chance that they're not, because I don't think they know how. They don't know how to battle this demon. Or you can release this and see what else the universe has to offer. It's pretty much gotten to that point. Pretty much. I'm not going to tell you which one to do and which one not to do. I'm not going to tell you that. The only thing I'm going to tell you is the energies that are available, and you take that information and do with it what you will. All right, now we're going to take a look at the new person. New person that Libra just recently connected with. How's the energy looking between the new person Libra recently connected with? Some of you connected with somebody at the workplace, possibly. Two of Swords reversed. Okay, so y'all are kind of off to a slow start. I'm thinking there's somebody else involved here somehow. Somebody else involved somehow. I'm going to have to look at this person's feelings and intentions, because I'm not saying anything about their intentions just yet. I'm not saying there's a third party. But there is a third energy. There's absolutely a third energy. Now, what does third energy mean? What that means is when somebody gets out of a relationship, still tightly, energetically tied to that person, whether they love them or they hate them. Somebody else is living in their head, and they try to jump into a new relationship in an attempt to distract themselves from that person living in their head. That person living in their head is a third energy. That person may as well be right there in the middle between y'all, energetically. On an energetic level, it's the same damn thing. Because we got 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. There's absolutely a third energy involved here. So, this is kind of telling me that there's a part of you that senses this, but you're kind of trying to ignore it. You don't really want to think about it. There's a third energy involved here. Let's look at this person's feelings and intentions. Let's see if they mean no harm by it or if they're a shitty little fuckbag. What's this person's feelings and intentions? New person that Libra recently connected with, Strength reversed. Three of Wands. Okay, hang on. I think I know where this is going. Yeah, okay, so I don't know if they're fresh out of a relationship, but they do have a past person that they're really hoping to hear from. 3 of Cups again. 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands, they're hoping to hear from a past person. In the meantime, I think they're just kind of trying to fill that void with anybody they can connect with. I wouldn't say that's the best intentions in the world, but this person's very confused. They want commitment, but they don't want to commit because they feel a connection with you. They want to commit because they want to get with somebody that will distract them from their past person. They want it, in their mind, in their little fantasy world, they think that they're going to jump into a relationship with somebody. They don't care who. They don't care who. They just want a faceless, nameless somebody to be in a relationship with as quickly as possible so they can hurry up and fall in love with them and forget about the past person, which on an energetic level is no different than running to the bar and getting drunk to distract yourself from it. So I don't think they mean harm by it. I just think this person's very, very, very lost, very confused, and very naive. But at the end of the day, I don't think they're being 100% honest about that. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that. I think they're still in love with their ex. So, all right, well, I guess let's get an outcome. What's the outcome? Whoa. What fell out here? Ooh, the 10 of Wands. Oh, and the High Priestess. Fool card reversed. So your intuition is telling you that something's off. You're kind of trying to ignore it. It's whispering right now, but it's steadily getting a little bit louder, a little bit louder, a little bit louder, and a little bit louder. And this is weighing on you heavier and heavier and heavier. It's bothering you. It's eating away at you. You feel that something's off, but you're not giving up on this right away. Not really. So you're maintaining communication with this person, but whatever it is that's off is just weighing on you very heavily. And it's starting to become, I would say that, I know we're reading January, but if you all stick this out, by the end of February, going into March, into Pisces season, this is, if it stays on this track right here, it's going to be nothing but a fucking burden. Being connected to this person is going to just be a burden. So, okay. And the Three of Cups again, dude. Again. Third party, third energy. Let's get the advice here. What is the best advice for Libra with the new person? Five of Swords. Okay, well, shit. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, well, I tell you what. Let me give you some things to think about so that you can come up with your own advice for yourself and take that advice with confidence. How long should you have to wait before you're confident in where you stand with somebody? How long? How long should it take for the doubt and the uncertainty to subside? How long should that take? When I say how long should it take, meaning if this was the one divine person the universe picked for you, how confused should you be? Now, the next question is, how long are you willing to remain confused? Set some sort of time frame in which this confusion should subside. And in the meantime, so let's say, for example, you decide 1 month. Okay, so right now, currently, this is being live streamed on January 7th. So let's say February 7th. That's my daughter's birthday. If by February 7th, I have gained no more clarity on where I stand with this person, I'm backing away from this. In the meantime, do what you can to make an effort to gain clarity on where you stand with this person. Now, when I say gain clarity, that doesn't mean ask me. You're more than welcome to ask me. I'm not saying don't. I'll read that for you all day until my face turns blue. But that's not gaining clarity. Gaining clarity means you hear it from them. You hear it from them. Okay? Well, that's what I would do with this situation here. Let your concerns be known that, it just kind of seems like something may be going on in there. It's okay. You can talk to me. It's cool. I'm not going to judge you. If maybe you have a relationship or something that you're struggling healing from or something like that, I'm not going to judge you for that. It's cool. We're all humans. Let it be known that they can open up and express what's going on inside of them without being judged. Hopefully, they will feel safe to let their guard down. But there's no guarantee. That's how I would handle this situation. Well, that's how I did handle these kind of situations back in the day. Before I met my actual person, that's how I would handle situations like this. All right, now let's move on. Let's take one last look at the person from the past. Let's see if there are any other crumbs of information we can throw on the table in regards to the past person that Libra dealt with. Any other crumbs of info? Any at all? Six of Wands reversed. You feel like a failure? Some of y'all are kicking yourselves in the ass, feeling like a failure. Page of Pentacles reversed. Lover's card reversed. Woohoo! Check it out, man. Communication. Right on. I've been seeing this so much since somewhere in the time frame of October, November 2024. Communication with a past person. Now, here's the interesting thing. And I know, for those of you who watch all my readings, I know you've heard the same message come through for so many different signs. But I'm telling you, this is the message that comes through for almost every other sign. Communicating with a past person, and the reason the universe is doing it is to trigger the closing out of that connection. Because right now, you all are currently karmically tied. There's a karmic tie. Now, I don't know if the two of you were karmic soulmates when you first came together. You would have to come to me for a personal reading for that. That's the first thing that I look at. When you come to me for a personal reading, 99.9% of the time, I don't care what your situation says. I don't care what your questions are. I don't care the description of your situation. I look at the soul contract. But this is a general reading, so I don't know what was going on when you first came together, but whether you were karmic soulmates or not, you are now. You are now. So here's the funny thing, though. You're going to end up having a conversation with this person. And somehow, it's not telling me how. I'm going to have to see the outcome. But you realize with a conversation with this person that you don't feel the same way you thought you felt about them. A switch flips. It may even be instantly. If it's not instantly, give it 24 to 48 hours. You'll be thinking about it, and thinking about it, and thinking about it, and thinking about it like, why the fuck was I tripping over that person again? And that's a good thing. I think you will be able to put this to rest. I don't know, though, because it is kind of triggering some past heartbreak at the same time. It is. And with the Libra card reversed, it's kind of knocking you off balance. You're losing interest, but at the same time, it's triggering past heartbreak while you're losing interest at the same time. And that creates a whole other energetic anomaly that if you don't step back from it and release it, that can create a whole other fucking discombobulated conundrum that, well, I don't have time for that. Anyway, though, okay. All right. Let's see how the past person feels about you. How does the person from the past feel about Libra? What are their thoughts, feelings, and opinions, hopes, dreams, and expectations? Ooh, the Emperor. Could be an Aries for some of you. Hang on. Page of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, they think you're still mad at them. Yeah, they think you're still mad at them. They're very guarded. They haven't moved on from this, but they're very guarded towards you, and they're pretty sure you're still pissed at them. Pretty sure. Now, here's the thing. They have tried to get your attention. They have. So that begs the question, why didn't they get a response from you? Why didn't they get a reaction from you? Either A, you blatantly ignored it because you don't want to play those silly, childish bullshit games, or B, it didn't even hit your radar. Now, what I mean by that is posting things directed towards you. Well, if you're not fucking watching them, obviously you're not going to see that. Maybe they viewed your Instagram story. I don't know about you, but I don't go through that list of fucking people. I guess it depends on how many people are following you. But, you know, I ain't got time for all that shit. Scroll through all them fucking people. I don't see that shit, you know? Maybe you get hundreds and hundreds of people that view your story and you don't go through that shit, you know? Maybe they hit like on your post, you know, and I don't have time to go through that shit. Do you? I mean, are you one of those kinds of people that when you open up your social media notifications, they're just buried? Just, you don't have time to go through it all, you know? Like if you get 50, 75, 100, 200 likes, 50 comments, you got time to fucking go through all that bullshit, you know? Maybe you just didn't even notice it. I don't know. But they've tried to get your attention. That's the point. That's the point. They have tried to get your attention. But now they're not trying anymore because they didn't get whatever response or reaction they wanted. So they just assume that you're mad at them. In their mind, they think that you were ignoring them on purpose. Maybe you were, but they think you're still mad at them. So it's hard to say how they feel about you, though. It's hard to say. I think that they're just curious. They're just curious. Because I'm not getting them being overwhelmed with emotion. It just kind of feels like they're curious as to where they stand with you. Is what it feels like to me. Okay. All right. Well, let's see the outcome of this situation. How is this going to play out between Libra and this past person? What's the outcome? Knight of Pentacles reversed. You're holding back big time. Big time. Honestly, this kind of feels like an awkward conversation. Feels like one hell of an awkward conversation. But with the Death card here, you're laying it to rest. You're holding back, resisting temptation. It kind of feels like you're getting closure that, you know, that awkward closure that you get with somebody that's kind of weird and it feels kind of funny and feels strange. It don't feel right. You know, it's kind of forced. It's kind of fake, but you go ahead and you mouth the words and you go through the motions. And believe it or not, that is a step in the right direction when you do that. It may not feel right, you know, but it is a step in the right direction. That at least pushes the ball in the right direction. That's what this kind of feels like to me. You're kind of walking away with, on one hand, you have more questions than answers, but then on the other hand, you don't give a fuck. Right? You're Libra, flippy floppy. Boom, boom, boom. Your scales are all off balance. You know, on one day, you got all these questions that still didn't get answered, and the next day, you just don't give a shit. And then clunk, clunk, clunk. You're kind of going back and forth, you know. But when it all comes down to it, I do feel like you are laying it to rest when it all comes down to it. Well, what is the advice? What's the advice? What's the advice? Ooh, King of Swords reversed. Don't let this person play mind games with you. Don't let them gaslight you. Don't let them manipulate you. What you want to do, now this is the tricky part. When you feel somebody trying to play mind games or emotion games with you, you want to be cold. Now, a lot of people think they're being cold and they're not. They're actually being bitter, shitty, and nasty, okay? Don't express any emotion at all. No happiness, no sadness, no resentment, no bitterness, no anger, no nothing. Just cold. Do not respond the way they're trying to make you respond. Whenever you've talked to somebody, especially somebody you know, and the first thing they do is they jab at your emotions, The first thing they do is they try to throw something at you that makes you feel guilty, makes you feel bad. Don't react. Don't respond. Now, one question that I get from time to time is, how do I know if somebody's trying to manipulate me? I know some of you heard me say this, so forgive me. I'm repeating myself, but this is for the new faces, okay? Some people like to ask me, how do I know if somebody's trying to manipulate me? Okay, here's what you do. You set a boundary and see if they respect it. Now, when I say set a boundary, I'm not talking about set a stupid, ridiculous, outlandish boundary, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm talking about a normal, common sense boundary. For example, let's say it's somebody from your past and you set the boundary that I don't want to hang out with you alone until I'm 100% sure where this connection is going. I don't want to hang out with you alone. Let's just talk. Let's just message. Let's just FaceTime, talk. I don't want to hang out with you alone right now. I want to gain more clarity on where this connection is going and see if they respect that. A person who is not trying to manipulate you will respect your decisions and respect your boundaries, even if it doesn't benefit them. Damn, that's how you feel? All right, that sucks, but okay. All right. Okay. A person who is trying to manipulate you will not respect your boundaries. They will push and test and poke and push and persist and test and poke and push and persist and test and poke. That is not somebody that has your best interest at heart. That is not somebody who respects you. That does not mean that they love you. That does not mean that you're somebody special. That has nothing to do with their attraction to you or their feelings for you. If somebody truly, genuinely loves you, they're not going to disrespect your boundaries, even if it hurts them. And here's what happens. You set a boundary like that, and the person is going to poke and test and poke and test. And you put your foot down, and you keep it there. You don't react the way they're trying to get you to react. You don't respond the way they're trying to get you to respond. You remain very cold. And the colder you remain, the more frustrated and pissed off they become. And they'll get more irritated and more pissed off and more frustrated. And then eventually, once all else fails, they're going to explode on you and throw a fit. When a person throws a fit because they don't get what they want out of you, that means they're trying to manipulate you. And they're pissed because it's not working. Boom, that tells you everything you need to know. But with a situation like this, you want to enter into that situation with caution because you don't want a bunch of drama. Don't let it get that far. I'm just saying, if it ends up happening that way, that tells you everything you need to know. But try to mitigate that energy as much as you possibly can. Try to. Every now and then we find ourselves in situations where we don't have a lot of control over it. But here's another piece of advice that I give people. Now, disclaimer, this is not the solution to everything, okay? This is mainly the solution in dealing with somebody who knows you, okay? If you're dealing with somebody that knows you and they start playing games with you, ghost them. Ghost them. Poof. Ghost them. That is not the situation to everything, especially if it's somebody that doesn't know you. If you're dealing with somebody that doesn't know you very well, you're just getting to know them, you're not really all that close, ghosting is not appropriate. You want to articulate your thoughts, your feelings, and your intentions. But if you fucking know me, we have a history together. I don't need to explain shit to you. You know what the fuck you're doing. You know what you're doing. And the minute you start playing games with me like that and you start showing me who the fuck you are, click, I'm flipping the switch off. You know what you're doing. You know. So proceed with caution on this. I think that it's pretty much going to unfold the way it needs to unfold for the most part. If anything, it seems like what most of you just need is a little bit of validation and reassurance that, yes, stepping away from this is the right decision. Okay? Don't question yourself. I don't care if this person tries to shame you and make you feel like a bad person. No, the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. And especially if they try to make you feel like you're a bad person. Walking away from somebody who makes you feel like shit is never the wrong decision. Ever. Ever. If somebody's making you feel like shit, walk away from them. And the more they try to make you feel like shit, the more that just proves my point that I need to fucking walk away from you. All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that my Libra friends needed to hear, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.